Hi everyone, so this is a recap from my trip to Kyoto. So I was in Tokyo for about 2 weeks and I spent about 3 days in Kyoto, which is only like 2 hours from Tokyo. So I took the Shinkansen train to Kyoto, and as soon as I stepped off of the train, I was automatically just super inspired by all of the color stories. So when I travel, or even when I'm in my own neighborhood, I always try to gather a big folder of color stories, just taking photos and pulling out those key colors that I can use for commissions, for collections, for paintings, for color palettes, for mood boards, and so on. So I met up with my friend Chiro, and I met him in London years ago. We haven't seen each other in a long time, so we immediately just started hitting the ground, walking around Kyoto. We went to a bamboo forest that was so inspiring, so many color stories from this bamboo forest. And the mood in Kyoto when I first got there, it was really like mystical and dreamy because it was raining. Everything is so quaint and charming, and then to be in this bamboo forest while it's raining was just on another level. The next thing about Kyoto that inspired me a lot was the food. The food was so awesome. We first went to this restaurant and got soba. That was like the first of many meals for during that trip, but the restaurant was really cute. I always say that Japanese have the best style of presentation, the best presentation style that I've ever seen from any other country, any other culture. And then we later on went to a cafe called Cafe, what's the name of this cafe? I'll leave it in the description box. But it was really cute. Cafe Independence is the name of it. We had live music, and then we ate pasta, and then we went over like the etiquette of how to hold your fork and spoon once you finish the meal. Okay, I'm ready.
This one is finished. Finished.
Okay.
And this one is I'm ready to go on the next dishes.
Okay.
And then this one is excellent food. I really like it.
Okay.
And everyone knows this one is the pose.
Okay.
So on the way to eating. And then I can rock it.
Okay.
Ooh. Be careful to how to put the spoon and knife, fork and knife.
I will keep that in mind.
Finish.
So the next day was probably like the best day of the trip. I went to the Mount Inari shrine. This has been on my list to visit for a long time, so I was really excited to go and finally see it for myself. I had intentions on climbing Mount Inari to the top, and apparently the view down from the top of the mountain is extremely beautiful, and it's really great for illustrations because I was on this trip doing illustrations specifically, but I got halfway up the mountain and I just got defeated. I was not prepared clothing wise to climb. I think it took me maybe like 2 hours to climb half of it, but I just decided to go back down, and I'm really happy that I made that decision because the inspiration and the things that I saw on my way back down the mountain was just so inspiring, and to me almost like life-changing, because there are a lot of shrines within the mountain, a lot of smaller shrines. And so for me, it was almost really good to just kind of like meditate, kind of like reflect, and just think about things that I want to accomplish. So I made the perfect choice to start climbing back down the mountain while I still had daylight specifically. So I just want to show you a few things that I saw on my way back down the mountain. Like I said, a lot of smaller temples, and then beautiful flowers. The view also on the way down, a lot of small bodies of water, and then I saw a lot of small pockets of koi fish ponds. And you guys know that I love watercolors, and koi fish they just look like moving watercolors through water. So I'm drawing one of the koi fish using black and a little bit of yellow ink in watercolors. And I'm using Japanese calligraphy brushes all of them that I purchased in Japan. So I'll do a separate video just showing you, doing a breakdown of how to illustrate this koi fish. Okay, the next thing that was extremely inspiring for me were seeing the different patterns and prints of kimonos. So within Mount Inari, there were so many women with kimonos, and also went to a neighborhood called Gion to try to spot some geishas. I didn't see any, but there were kimono patterns and prints absolutely everywhere. And so that just inspired me to do more watercolor illustrations, and just inspired like my palette for print design. So this neighborhood is Gion. It was really cute, really quaint. Everything that I experienced in Kyoto was awesome. I really want to go back again and just take in everything again, and then more things. The last thing that I want to show you is the hotel that I stayed in. It's called the Sakura Gallery, and it's only like 5 minutes from the Kyoto train station, so it's close, quick to get to if you're coming in from Tokyo. And it was just really, really cute. They really emphasized on art and illustrations, so all of the lobby and just like the literature for the hotel had a lot of art and illustrations. And it was just so cozy. It was cold outside, so it's really nice to go back to this lobby and just see like this nice fireplace and this like coziness to relax in after a long day of exploring and traveling. So that's my recap of Kyoto. Next week I'll be back in Tokyo and show you more things that I explored and discovered, and inspiration that I gained from Tokyo. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe so that you don't miss out on this series of my travels through Japan. And let me know if you have any recommendations for anybody who wants to visit Tokyo or Kyoto, or recommendations for myself when I go back. All right, I will see you guys next week. Ciao.